we got dispatched to a 4-year-old that was being attacked by a dog. First thought was, okay, hey, we got a vicious dog possibly here. We got to be safe. I kind of yelled at my partner to let him know to be on the lookout. Just as soon as I did that, we had a police officer running out the front door holding this boy. So we load up the patient in the back of the truck. We start doing our assessment. And I don't think anybody's ever ready to see a child hurt. And this boy, he was in a bad way. There was this dog had done a lot of damage. And from my understanding, they did free the dog from the boy once, and he came back again. So we started our assessment, and it was hard to even see what we were assessing because of the damage. But what made it even more hard, and it almost made us kind of freeze in the moment. It seemed like, you look at him, and here's this 4-year-old boy. My first thought was, I have a 4-year-old boy at home. This boy that's laying here, it's what I'm used to seeing at home. It's what lays on my couch, I see laying in bed, and it's the first place my brain went, and I couldn't, I couldn't shake it for a minute. My partner had, I believe she was 2.5, maybe 3-year-old daughter, and he went in the same direction as I did. It was almost, we froze. We didn't know what to do almost. It felt like it lasted, a minute. It didn't. We quickly regrouped ourselves and started treating the patient. Unfortunately, there was because of how bad it was, there wasn't a whole lot we could do. Everything we tried to secure an airway. The airway had been, severely traumatized, and it was just so. Yeah, it was hard. We had a very quick transport. They were waiting for us at the hospital, obviously. Took him in there, turned over care, gave him a quick rundown of what happened. The rest was pretty self-explanatory, and that was it. We walked out. We got to get back to work. We got to go clean our truck. Well, I made it out to about where we put the new linens on the cot, and that was it. I broke down. It just, everything hit me. I can't even describe how much emotion just went into 10 minutes. I didn't think it was possible to take that many emotions, ball them up, twist them around, and shove them inside my head in 10 minutes. It was crazy. And then as soon as we dropped our patient care, transferred our patient care, it hit me. And I just, I sat there, and honestly, I had a little cry. It just, I teared up and didn't really know what to do. So just sat there. Just when, we were trying to get out of there, here comes the mom. And you just heard the screams from out in the ambulance bay. You could hear that, she knew she lost her son. And it just, man, it hits you good. I can't imagine putting myself in that position, losing my son, especially in such a violent way. How do you handle that? So it was tough, and we decided, we were all cleaned up. We were leaving. My partner went to go clear us, and I go, "Don't clear us yet." And he's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Let's go over to the parking lot." We left the hospital grounds. We were right there. There's a big parking lot. I said, "Pull over." He pulled over, and we just got out of the truck and we sat on the curb. We didn't do anything. We just sat there. We talked a little bit about kind of what happened, but we just needed a moment. I had to get out of the ambulance. I had to get out of the hospital. I wasn't ready to go sit back at the station yet. Guys were going to ask, what in the world just happened? They hear radio talk, traffic, but they don't know what happened. So I know that's coming. So yeah, we pulled over and we just sat there for probably about 15 minutes, and we had, like I said, some conversations. There was probably a couple more tears. It was, it was intense. It was something that I've never experienced on a call before. So we've seen lots of traumas, and traumas are tough. They're visual. Firemen, they move on, they deal with it, I guess, and that's not a good word, right? But overall, it's our job, and it's just how we handle it. And then my captain said, okay, so you guys are off. You guys are done for the night. We have a team coming in to talk to you. So we're sitting in the back room, and in came two individuals. One of them was a mental health professional. The other one was a member of the peer support team. And then they introduced themselves, and the one individual of the peer support team, he was a fireman in a almost neighboring community, on the job still. I wasn't expecting to have that. I was thinking, hey, we got a psychiatrist, a mental health professional, someone that knows how to get in my brain and tell me how, why I'm feeling this way or whatever. It wasn't like that. He introduced himself, told me how many years he had on the job, and said, I know what happened to you because it's happened to me. There, cases are different, but I've seen things, and so don't feel afraid to talk. He did a good job at making me feel comfortable, because these are the guys we hang out with. These are the guys, that we go to conventions with. These are the guys that we see on a day-to-day basis at the hospital on a professional level. It was comforting. It was good to feel. So they broke it down. They just they just started from the very beginning. They said, tell us what happened. So we went through the call step by step. They said, don't hold anything back. What happened? How did it make you feel? What could you have done better? What went wrong? This isn't, we're not here to judge. Did anything go wrong? Do you blame yourself for making this happen? Do you, and at the end of it, he said, I think it was, these are all normal responses to an abnormal situation or abnormal event. You're going to feel this way. So it was good. I felt that, maybe there was things we could have done better. I felt that there was, just me allowing my son's face to pop in my brain when I'm supposed to be the professional right now. I'm not supposed to let my guard down when I'm at work. I kind of blame myself for that, because I felt like it tripped me up at first, but it's normal. It happens. And it was brief, and we got back to work. But it was nice to hear him say, hey, it's okay. You're allowed to feel that way. After the debriefing, they said you can go home, and it didn't seem right to me. I just wasn't ready to go home. I didn't want to have to wake my kids up to hug them, because I probably would have. And then I got to worry about getting them back to sleep. And so I decided to stay at work off duty. I felt more comfortable at work, I think, because the guys that were there were the guys that know what happens in the back of the ambulance. They were there, and I think it gave me some sort of peace knowing that I was around guys that deal with this kind of thing, or have dealt with this kind of thing. So I stayed at work, and got as much sleep as I could that night. Woke up the next morning. My kids were in daycare and in school, so I had a whole day to myself. I said, well, I can't go home right now. What am I going to do at home? It's just me. I'm going to sit on the couch. And I was actually a little nervous to do that. I didn't want my brain to go idle, because when it went idle, I felt that I was going to start thinking about the call. I didn't want to think about the call. Sometimes it was just the picture, the image, or a couple images. Other times it was me running through the whole call thinking, man, did I do everything I should have done? Should I have done something differently? If I would have done this, would it have changed that? And other times it was just sad. It was just, a heavy weight of emotion. I don't know if I would have felt as good about myself the next day had it not been for the peer support that I received. I think it really helped me. I might not have known it at the time, but I think it really helped me come to peace with, yeah, we did what we were supposed to do. And the results weren't what we wanted, but it's okay. And it's okay to have the feelings that I had. I think peer support programs, need to be more accepted in the fire service. I think I learned it's okay to talk about it. Peer support's not a bad word. You don't have to say it and feel embarrassed or less manly. It's a good thing. We have an unacceptable number of suicides and an unacceptable divorce rate amongst first responders. I think part of the reason is we have a call, we bury it. Another call comes and we bury it. And that keeps happening. And sooner or later, you can't bury anything else. And your marriage suffers, or even worse, you think that taking your own life's the only option. And it's not. I think firemen, I think first responders, police officers, I think if they just take the time to have a conversation with somebody after an incident, even if they don't think the incident's worth having a conversation about because it didn't bother them, I think it is. I think they'll realize that taking that time to get it off your chest just buys you that much more time at the end of your career. It gets you further in your career. I think by the end of our careers, we're so burned out, and I don't think you need to be. I think if you take the time and take advantage of these programs, I think it'll take a lot of stress away from you.